Number 21, William Rattleman. Number 22, Bishop Kaiser. Number 26, Juan David Borrero. Number 28, Samnan Karogianis. Number 29, Hayden Mounsey. Number 30, Connor Dupuy. Number 31, Armin Haidar Passage. Number 32, Jackson Andrews. Number 34, Jacob Regier. Number 35, Sam Barrowcliff. Number 36, Jason Kwan. Number 37, Mihailo Nirgovan. The coach, Mike Marcocha. Manager, Jose De Figueiredo. And assistant, Jody Kaiser. And now the lineup for our home team, the Woodbridge Strikers. Number 4, Marquis Arkan. Number 9, Edward Bonsu. Number 1, Alessio Carbone. Number 8, Adam Di Vittorio. Number 2, Antonio Giordano. Number 18, Gianluca Moya. Number 10, Emmanuel Obiafuna. Number 71, Logan Pedlar. Number 7, James Roddick Phillip. Number 19, Kwasi Poku. Number 12, O'Neal Richards. Number 16, Nikhil Smith. Number 21, Tristan Zagaria. And number 70, Alessandro Zeppieri. The coach, Tony Gentile. Assistant, John Lamanna. And manager, Rose Gentile. And now introducing the match official who was appointed for today's Ontario Indoor Cup final, referee Kim Lee. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome back to the Ontario Indoor Cup. I am Cal McClellan, getting ready to kick off the Under 13 Boys Championship featuring the Woodbridge Strikers and AG London 2 Cup. AG London, of course, in their familiar yellow, blue, and white kits. They are headed right to left. And the Woodbridge Strikers are in all blue with white trim. Very Chelsea-esque today. They are headed left to right. They will get the first free kick in, take it extremely quickly, and try to knock one in across the face of goal, but doing a good job to keep this ball out, and a good job to go down and grab it. And London probably in a little bit of a panic right off the top, but a good save by the keeper. And this one, and going down to grab it again. And that's great keeping there by number 22, Bishop Kaiser, and good distribution as he sends his side all the way down, and a good defensive play going back in turn by Marcus Arcand. Well, Marquis Arcand in that left back position, and good closing speed after what was good distribution across the face of goal, and then a touch for a keeper on the other end, Alessio Carboni. Chance now for London, and this is a long shot, and a good little hit there by Connor Dupuis. And Dupuis, no problem with pulling up and shooting from anywhere, as this time he gets his foot on the ball. Dupuis again, and another great save. So fast and furious saves coming in, and London takes it in. Dupuis with the ball at his feet across the face of goal. This one will go out for another corner kick. Of course, these 25-minute halves, you have to be quick and you have to be exact. And a good call coming to grab the ball, and good distribution by Carboni. Referee Kim Lee on the call today. Working a few games already so far to get it under the belt, as that ball was intended down the sideline for Karagiannis. And just runs a little far. If this is your first broadcast tuning in today, Ontario Indoor Cup has no throw-ins, it's just kicks. And all kicks are indirect. So if you don't see anyone taking a throw, that's the reason why. Karagiannis doing well to win a throw down the near side. They're just above the broadcast location, hovering kind of above the field on the north field. One of three in this wonderful Ontario Soccer Association complex that they have out here for the Indoor Cup. And a good shape from Woodbridge is forcing to retreat and maybe attempt to pick the lock a little bit more. Rattleband had a go and a touch, do well to win a corner. As if you're going to get good defenders, you have to be able to have them get up, join the rush, make runs, get back, and Rattleband doing that right now, coming over from his left defense position. Touch a little bit heavy, grabbed, but did well to get it back to Karagiannis. And looking for a hit from long range as Hadjer Pasic, he gives it up. Ball came in, hit both chests, maybe two hands. Referee wisely lets it go. And Rattleband with a nice little flick on. Karagiannis, good ball in, and the right idea as he was looking for Barrowcliff, number 35 up front, patrolling those front lines. Long ball now played down and looking near side, and that'll run out of play. Rattleband happy to let it go. Was looking for a substitution, and coming off the pitch now will be Edward Bonsu. And new man on is Adam Di Vittorio. Nice ball to let it run and flick it a little bit was Di Vittorio, and giving chase and having to go all the way back, and a little bit of a heavy touch, but nothing he can't handle. Now a giveaway, and caught in no man's land was the keeper, but doing well to not only get the ball out, but keep possession with AG London. So very assertive goalkeeping already by Bishop Kaiser. Going to ground and winning a free kick is Karagiannis. Just off the side of the hip, but able to keep him play. And Di Vittorio doing well to turn before clipping a heel, and much to the chagrin of the AG London player. There's a rattle band, and this one will be the first free kick in a real dangerous position now for London. They seem very composed and comfortable where they're at. And stepping over this one will be number 30, Connor Dupuis. Now he'll have to get a touch. Rattleband standing close, but a two-man wall in front of him. And Connor Dupuis goes, can we get some help here? Instead playing square to Hadger Passage. Still with Hadger Passage. She's got a left foot if he wants it. Gives it up for Karagiannis. And then down at Di Vittorio. And coming out and trying to get around, and a good job coming back by Dupuis. Looking for help, looking for any options. Rattleman comfortable with the ball at his feet, and a nice little nifty play with the outside of his foot. Dupuis already shot. We know he will, as we're 18 minutes to go in the first half. This ball across, good ball across the face of goal, and a nice little nifty, dangerous, but equally skillful drag by Obiafuna. Hadger Passage, no problem going back to his keeper, as giving chase was James Roddick Phillip. Diminutive but talented player on the Woodbridge side. Hadger Passage. This ball across, and a nice little left foot in. And Karagiannis can't get a foot on it. Rattlebands with his fellow defender playing near side. Dupuis coming back for the ball. That opens up some space. And into the corner with possession is Sam Barrowcliffe. He'll hold and go back to his defender. Dupuis with a nice little shimmy to get free and a left foot. And that one is fired in, but not as hard as his last shot. And that'll be handled easily as it was right at the keeper. But a great job to get free and create some space. Nice little pop-up ball, giving people options, and it's going to be headed all the way back, and that might even run for a corner. It will do that on a chance now for London off a good clearance by their keeper. 17 minutes, 35 seconds left here in the opening half. We play two halves of 25. If that's not enough, we go directly to penalty kicks. There is no extra time. The clock does run for all 25 minutes, and changes are made on the fly, as incredulous was Arcand. But he'll take the foul nonetheless. Rattleband, nice little play to turn and move and get into a little bit of space. And this London team, very good at stringing passes together and very good at being patient. They're comfortable with the ball at their feet, and they will make people miss. And a little knock out of play with a good job by able to disrupt it was Kwasi Palku. Rattleband, good ball, kind of leading in and perhaps thinking of bigger things before the ball got to his feet was the new man to check in, Blake Gillespie. Hadger Passage, good ball coming in. Dupuis looking for help. And he goes around, and that's good dribbling skills to get into space. You have to make something happen when nothing's happening for you. Nice little return. Rattleband with a move and a shot. And he was going to ground, and he couldn't get anything more than that on it. But a great play and a nice 1-2 link-up as a foul called. And not hearing the whistle was Hadger Passage, so we'll start again. And Blue will put it back into play. Woodbridge looking to get something going forward. It's been all London so far in the opening 9 minutes of play. And Dupuis again with the ball at his feet. Nice ball in the middle. Dupuis linked up with him, but having a chance to come back is Kwan. And Kwan getting his first touches of the game. And you can tell that Woodbridge was perhaps going in a little easier and trying to maybe go in at the feet and go in at the ball, but the command of the ball by London and the great footwork by these young boys. And a shot here, and just going over is Rattleband, who moved forward and took a shot, went over. But I was saying that the good footwork so far in this game, maybe a little bit of trepidation on behalf of the Woodbridge team, that if they commit, they know that the player will walk right around them. So good shielding and perhaps a little bit more solid defense now from Woodbridge playing the patient game and knowing the skill of the opponent that they have and the task that they have to do. Kwan, nice little turn and a nice little drag, and he gets the ball into the corner. Gillespie trying to turn, doing well. Kwan, a little back and forth, looking for more players to help out. Now Rattleband moving up, and this time he gets another shot, and that's probably his third shot from that space, and doing well to create space up front and then lay the ball backwards. And you can see how everything flows through the back line of this London team. Very, very disciplined and very, very skilled. I'm looking to try and get anything forward. Carboni, nice ball forward, but that's right into the yellow sea that is the back line of AG London. 14 minutes, 30 seconds left. A turnover, a rare one, but in turn turned over again. Now Kwan has some numbers if he wants it. Dupuis calling for it if he can get the ball through, can't find a lane. And he probably had it early, but it closed up as good defending by Woodbridge to get back and get into those places. Ball given away, Kwan, Dupuis, and this one knocked out. And a good play that time by Poku to just get a little bit of a reprieve and get it out of play. Kwan again now. And Dupuis in a nice link up. Kwan, nice little footwork. Gillespie around and tries to do a move, but off his line, and a very good, astute play to know what the attacker was attempting. It's a rare knock off the back of the head, and still somehow Dupuis comes out with it. He's got a little bit of room. Poku giving chase. He'll wait up, link up with Gillespie. Kwan showing in the middle, trying for help. Kwan calling the foul and waiting for advantage to manifest itself when it didn't. Referee Kim Lee blew the whistle. There'll be a free kick in a pretty good position. They had one early in the game. They'll have another chance here, and hoping to have someone close and a wall far enough. And this time, coming over it is Kwan, and Dupuis telling him where he wants it. All kicks are indirect. I'd be remiss if we didn't mention that. But at this point, the players on London have asked for their space. Their space, well, give Woodbridge credit. That was pretty much exactly at the 5 yards you have to give. Dupuis a little too far. Nice little drag off the side of a hip. And then handcuffed was Rattle. And then Hadger Passage trying to get in. And an opportunity going the other way now. Bonsu still with the ball at his feet. Bonsu. Could this be something? And a great shot by Bonsu. He was all alone. Had to make something out of nothing, and an even better save by Bishop Kaiser, who had not been tested in some 7 minutes or so. Finally gets the ball in good distribution for Kwan. Trying to cut back across, but Poku equal to the task. And a long ball. Gillespie, can he get a touch? Equal to the task there was Obiafuna, the very tall backline player. And it will be a free kick, but it's going to be a little further back than Woodbridge was hoping. So they'll back up and see what they can do with this. Played in very quickly. Di Vittorio. Poku, little pitch and catch here, but that's not going to work against Connor Dupuis. Dupuis goes to the ground, looks for a foul. Referee says no. Down the sideline, and this is a very nice run, too. It'll go out of play, and good job to win a corner. And it has not been plentiful for Emmanuel Obiafuna's side, but a good run from him and a good shot previously by his teammate, Bonsu. And both of them able to make something out of nothing. Here they win a corner. Good shielding now. Poku along the ground and nearly knocked in. Very tough angle for Edward Bonsu, but doing his best to try and tuck that away. Ball went out the side, so we are in play right now. Dupuis and back to the keeper, and it's always good to have a keeper who's comfortable to have the ball at his feet and a big boot. As players and coaches and fans up here calling for that long ball that London probably has there, but they're trying to keep it on the carpet, I think. Arcand, nice ball returned, but right there in the pocket was Dupuis. And this time, they'll send it long. It's almost just a reprieve. And good speedy players, including the likes of Jason Kwan. And a nice little play here as well by Rattleband. William Rattleband. Kwan And a good play coming out to stop it was Carboni, and Kwan gets behind. It will be a yellow card. An advantage was allowed to play, but going to the sidelines now is Edward Bonsu. And, of course, for those unfamiliar, it will be a yellow card. It doesn't look like it's a penalty at this point. It was just a yellow. So you can have a 2-minute penalty in this, similar to hockey. But I'm not sure if the referee has said there's one off or it's just a yellow. And the referee is counting them up and explaining it to the coach that it is an arrow right now, and they will play one shorthand. And one of the players has been off, so now the penalty will start officially as we are 9:25 left to go in the half. London's going to be up for 2 minutes, so very similar to hockey, except if a goal is scored, the player will stay off. It's an indefinite 2-minute penalty, which doesn't matter to Arkan. He's making a good run and getting a good corner and wasting a lot of valuable time that London could have in possession. We've already seen how good they are 5-on-5. We can imagine how good they'd be 5-on-4, so that could be the breakout point. But right now it is Woodbridge doing very well and having the ball down at the other end, and a shot there by Di Vittorio, who very nearly had a good look at goal, but good defense, having players back, trying to get this one up and going. Had your passage, so comfortable with the ball at his feet. And getting forward now is Karagiannis, Kwan, and Rattleband. Now he'll have a shot with a right foot, and he didn't miss by much, but what a hit. And that one was deflected, giving it a awkward little curve ball in. Kwan, and very nearly Arkan, and playing out of the back with Obiafuna. About 45 seconds to play here in this man advantage. Obiafuna trying to go around the outside, but good defending nonetheless, and a bump in the back. William Rattleband picking up the foul going the other way. Obiafuna charged with the crime. If a red card were to be issued on a second yellow, you would see a 5-minute man advantage, as well as the player's dismissal from the game. In this case, the player who has a yellow card can come back on. So that's no issue. But at this point, still down on the far side after that collision with Obiafuna, and the foul that was committed is number 21, William Rattleband. Both tall players, and bumped down in the corner there on the near sideline, just under where the overhang is, where parents and fans and family are all gathered here to watch this one. We're on the north pitch at the Ontario Soccer Association Indoor Cup. This is the under-13 final. If you're just joining us, Woodbridge is in blue, London in yellow, AG London. And this has been a back-and-forth game in the last few minutes, but started off in the first 10 with AG London holding the lion's share of possession and the bulk of the opportunities to go with it. So AG London, of course, no stranger to winning games in the outdoor level and the indoor level, and this is a group of kids that we imagine will play together for a long time. Is still down on the far side is Rattleband, and getting attention not only from the coach, but taking a look at the trainer that is provided here by the OSA. And the clock has stopped for this stoppage, as any major injury as moving legs and moving arms, and that's good, but we're making sure that there's no serious damage, and that's always job number one. Anytime there's any collision or injury, that you want to make sure that the player is in good health and there's no serious play. But it looks like by putting pressure on it, William Rattleband is up right now and walking very gingerly off the field, and remains to be seen if his day is done. But for now, it looks like the precaution is to keep him off for a bit and at least out for the rest of this half, which has 7 minutes and 37 seconds left in it. This time did stop, and it does permit for injuries to stop the clock. To get people, and to get most maximized game time back in. So, Kim Lee, the referee, is still making sure that there are only 4 or 5 players on the field, and the penalty expired right there with the time that was spent on the injury. So we are back to 5-on-5 as Kwan gets nicked and sent down, and Please there as turning around the outside and trying to find some space is Richards. O'Neill Richards with a shot and right in front and bouncing it right off James Roddick Phillip, who could not have missed by much. He wasn't able to direct his body to corral that one towards goal. And it just went by the far post as the best real opportunities so far for Woodbridge Strikers. Kwan getting in and using his center of gravity, and that time going to ground. And Kwan will go into the book. And perhaps a little frustrating for London, who moments earlier Kwan looked like he had a call, or at least the idea for a call, but instead maybe a little bit of a frustration there for foul on the Woodbridge player. So Kwan goes off and Dupuis comes on, as now it's London who tries to kill a 5-on-4. Mind for all the momentum and all the possession that London had. Was all for naught so far, as they were not able to convert. And this time the ball going over and looking for a touch after his shot goes over was Poku. And Poku right at the top of the makeshift 18, or the keeper's crease, will win a corner. And by that corner, walking gingerly on the far side, is the injured player William Rattleman, who wants nothing more than to get back out there. But still 5-on-4 for another minute and 20 seconds or so, and good distribution right here is Karagiannis giving chase, and will do well to win the throw, as not wanting to be beat was Marquis Arcand on the back playing it out, and Hadger Passage now keeping the ball at his feet. He has a player behind him, and that's number 32, Jackson Andrews. And in no man's land, Andrews is going to have to go back. Can he get there? But he bides time for the keeper, and a great play and a good course for Andrews to take, and that allowed the keeper to get back into goal, and great communication between Andrews and Kaiser in what could have been a disastrous play. As Kaiser came out, Andrews waited for him to take the ball. A little bit of a miscommunication, but crisis averted for London. Five minutes to play here, and only a few more minutes left in the penalty to Kwan. Specifically, about 45 seconds. Here's a shot. Poku trying to find space to his left foot, but good defending. And then that one takes a ricochet off, and Richards, O'Neill Richards, number 12, was happy to. For Woodbridge, they're finding their groove. Dupuis, though, and Kwan is on and plays it down. And the keeper with a very high line, and Dupuis didn't see him, and Dupuis is going to try and go for goal, but it wasn't able to do it. But a good idea from Dupuis to put it down. He didn't see the keeper came way out off his line, and as a result, the opportunity is for naught. Andrews giving chase all the way back, and a nice little play and a tiny little bit of a bump. No harm there. And looking long for Karagiannis. And Kwan. And Karagiannis. And still, and the ball ran all the way to the keeper with opportunities for both of the smaller but skilled forwards going in, missing a chance, and this one is shot over the bar, as going and missing completely on that slide tackle, number 18, Gianluca Moya. His coach telling him to calm down and be right if you're going to make tackles. The idea is not to have any tackles at this level at all, unless you're kind of alone and able to corral the ball from it going out of ground, but not going into any challenges going to the ground. So that's the difference. And a good route taken now and around the outside, and trying to get the ball in and going for the corner and getting the corner is James Roddick Phillip. And number 7 in blue was in a bit of a dogfight there with Jackson Andrews, and winning the corner for Woodbridge. Top, Marquis Arcand, he'll shoot, have a go. And seeing that one all the way was Bishop Kaiser. Kaiser, again, just content to drop this one down with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. We are 5-on-5 after a yellow card to each team. And now Dupuis with the ball at his feet and looking to cut in, and you could hear a little shinbone on shinbone there on the pop from the up top. But no problem for Dupuis. He'll keep possession with himself. Karagiannis over the ball. Right foot trying to deliver something. Kwan going to show. And then Jackson Andrews, the ball at his feet. So this is more of the London that we saw in the first 10 minutes, but certainly not having Rattleband, who's still nursing an injury, as one of the best two defenders that this London team has. And the ball staying in after a close call on the sidelines, and it's off the line, the keeper right there, and they said no. And you want to talk about two close plays. Appeals for the ball going out of play on the near side, and then appeals for a goal, as cutting in was Andrews. And wow, how did that one stay out? That's all you can say. And dropped in the box is number 30, Dupuis, and he stays down in the area. And this will be the second player for AG London who has picked up a knock, and referee signaling to this sideline that with 1 minute and 31 seconds, that's where the clock will stop here. So clocks can be stopped for injury. That's pretty much as they tend to the injury to Connor Dupuis, who has had himself an excellent half. Well, the Ontario Soccer Summit is less than a month away, the premier development opportunity for coaches, match officials, administrators, and students of the game. And this year's summit has speakers coming from all over the world to impart their experience as well. If you take your development seriously, you'll want to take in the Ontario Soccer Summit March 4th to 6th, coming up very soon at the University of Guelph. Visit ontariosoccer.net for more on this year's speakers and to get your tickets. And while you're planning your trip, check out SportsCore Travel, the official travel partner of the OSA Soccer Summit, and get special hotel pricing if you stay at Guelph Staybridge Suites. Discover, develop, excel. The Ontario Soccer Summit, March 4th to 6th. Check out ontariosoccer.net for more details, as we are closing in on about a minute left in a scoreless first half between the Woodbridge Strikers and AG London to decide the under 13 boys championship. Getting a boot up there on number 35, Sam Barrowcliff, who gets the ball at his feet immediately, calling to make the best of this final minute here. Kwan and Karagianis probably crossed over. Kwan got a little bit of space now, looking for any type of help that he can get. A little bit of a crossover. Karagianis now, nice step over. Thought Kwan was with him, but instead, another great piece of footwork. Played back by Barrowcliff. Hadger Passage with the ball at his feet. Coming in, Hadger Passage still looking for room. Andrews. And a step over. It'll be probably one last throw and opportunity for AG London in the yellow jerseys along the near side. Here's your run. Barrowcliff trying to get in, and it took a knockoff. It'll be a throw for London. They'll get the ball. Oh, I apologize. This one's going to go the way of Woodbridge, and they'll have 14 seconds to make something happen, or just take this halftime draw to the dressing room. Kwan, 6 seconds. He's got to shoot if he wants it. Hasn't seen the clock, and a knock, but the foul wouldn't have done anything anyway, as the clock was going to run out, and a scoreless draw we have here at halftime. So, scoreless draw at the under 13 level, a very good back-and-forth game, showcasing a lot of skill, some good goalkeeping, some good opportunities, and a couple injuries, and we'll see how that impacts the game in the second half, but a very pumped-up and exhilarated Bishop Kaiser. He's made some good plays and has been the emotional leader out of the back. Scoreless at the half at the under 13 boys level. We'll catch you after the break. Well, we got 25 minutes to determine a winner. And if that's not enough, then we will have penalty shots. But for now, spot kicks not advised. As one of these two would love to take a silver goal or golden goal, or I guess depends how late it's going to be in the frame. But that's Woodbridge in blue. They are very good on the counter and look to perhaps expose London that way. As the first half was very back and forth for the last 15 minutes. A couple penalties either way. And for the most part, a very composed side on each end. No one wanted to be the team that gives up the first goal, and we are still waiting for the first goal. So AG London in yellow, Woodbridge Strikers in blue. And Kwan now heading for the ball as he plays a nice one in. Kirijanis, and that shot is blocked. Comes back to him right at the edge of the area. Very risky, but going down and getting the ball and getting all ball. A great play by number 2, Antonio Giordano. So Giordano getting a foot on it, and it was risky, and he came up 100% correct there. And dribbling out of room in that time. A foul is a couple clips at the heels, says referee Kim Lee. And they'll pull this one back. Well, the Ontario Soccer Association recently announced Sports Engine as its official technology partner, already helping to build websites and registration systems for clubs across Ontario, including League One Ontario, who will debut their new website soon. As this one is off a header and out the side. Sports Engine is already used by over 500,000 sports organizations and teams across the continent. Check out sportsengine.com. That's sportengin.com or ontariosoccer.net to learn more about how they can help your club or team. sportengine.com. Meanwhile, back on the pitch, pressing again for London, a nice little flick there. That's very good with the footwork today, has been Jason Kwan. And now an opportunity coming all the way out. And hey, we saw it in the first game, and we saw it this time that Kaiser well off his line, and a lot of keepers, very good positioning. And you have to be, because those quick home run balls can often expose a team, and the keeper is almost like a last defender. And that he was. Kwan now. Nice little step over there, looking for space. Had your passage. Outside of his foot, didn't get all that he wanted on it. An unfortunate and uncharacteristic mistake by number 31 in yellow. Kwan is looking for, and a nice play. Karagiannis, could he get the opener? And it's just knocked wide, and a great play by the keeper coming out. Alessio Carbone with a phenomenal play to come out and make that stop, and he's been great in net, and we talked about positioning a few minutes ago with Bishop Kaiser, his counterpart, equal to the task on the other end. But Karagiannis nearly had a chance there to blow this one open. Because we are 21 minutes and 24 seconds to go in this game. Standing over the ball on the near side, Marquis Sarkant. His left foot is a good one into space, and it's off the head of the striker up there, Adam DeVitrio. A couple players moving forward. Poku going wide. DeVittorio now. Kind of running out of room. It's going to take a touch off yellow. They'll keep it. So DiVittorio, quick over it. See if he can get something in quickly. And he's going to take it to the corner. Cost him a few seconds, but popped up. And this one's a little high. Arcons right there with the header, but right to the keeper. And they're going to call a foul for AG London, as saying that not playing fairly was Obiafuna. Tall player doing what he could to shield, but at one point didn't get a foot on the ball, and when you stray too far from the ball, that's when they're called that. So Obiafuna backed up probably about a foot and standing over it are the two spark plugs for this team. Kwan's going to have a shot. That's going to go off the wall. Andrews with a touch. Archon's. Couple players going forward now. Archon with a shot and down to smother it. And in great position out at the top of the box was Kaiser. Obiafuna now, this time, no problem clearing danger and averting any type of foul call against him. London playing a lot of the same players so far. Very comfortable lineup, just the change after the injury, but stepping in is Sam Barrowcliff, who's seen a little bit of time and definitely hopes to use his stature and size up in this final third of the field. On the flip side of that is the skill there of number 7 in your program, James Phillip. And J.R. Phillip, definitely not one of the taller players on the team, but a little bit more skilled. And that's definitely something that you see at this level is why these teams are passing the ball around and playing out of the back and so good with their feet. Because you will get that height difference at under 13 that you may not have at under 18 after everyone's had the opportunity to get a growth spurt into them. So very good focus on the skill level at this point and making sure that playing out of the back and 1-2 passes are seen as a vital part of this game. How'd your passage? And down on the ground, and Barrowcliff did well, and Archon got in there, just put his body in, but maybe a little bit of an arm. Either way, the referee letting it go and now blowing it back. She noticed that going to ground was Barrowcliff. Sam Barrowcliff up to be able to walk it off, and between Connor Dupuis and the injury to William Rattleband earlier, probably a little bit of a depleted bench for AG London. And taking a knock is Barrowcliff, so he'll go out and walk it off, and Hayden Mounsey comes in, number 29. And he's in the orange boots on the near side program. And Kwan will run onto this. It's fallen for him. New player on. Boutsy got his first touch. But unable to do anything all the way back down the other end. Kaiser playing out of the back. Had your passage, loses it. Kwan there to help him out. And will give a touch back to his keeper with 17 minutes and 12 seconds to play here in this Ontario Indoor Cup Under 13 Boys Final. We still need a winner going to grounds. But Poku doesn't disrupt the flow, though. And a good shot there going to his left, but equal to the task, Carboni. I mean, good play there by number 28, getting the shot, Karagiannis, and then following up and knocking the ball out of play. Sam Karagiannis been everywhere today for yellow. Played in quickly. Archon. And a ball in, and the idea was to look for number 12, Richards, O'Neill Richards, but they weren't on the same page at that point, so they'll get another chance. Archon places the ball down and will put his left foot into this one. Good job to keep the ball in. Richards. And it will go to the way of London, much to the chagrin of Richards. New man in for a touch, Juan David Borrero. In for London, number 26. Meanwhile, Karagiannis looking for space and nearly got around the back. He'll win a corner. And they don't have to wait for substitutes. This one's in and a header! And just over the bar. And there was a substitution going on, and Armin Hadjipasic had an opportunity to knock that one in. He found a little bit of space, but couldn't tuck it under the crossbar, but definitely one of the better opportunities so far This header will go backwards and no problem. It's Kaiser going to hang on to that, and this one knocked out, and it'll be possession again to AG London. Down the near side now. And it might have taken a touch, and they'll call it back for a foul. So a free kick in a good position for London here with about 15 minutes to go. As referee Kim Lee making one of not very many calls this game, but second half definitely more quiet so far than the first. To have it at his feet is Armin Hazard-Patchett, the new man in, and the referee says there was no foul as Barrero was sent to the grounds either on his own accord or on someone else's, but they'll say it was just a trip, and Arcon happy to take his time. Nice little flip on there. And that would be beautiful if you could get a boot onto it, but taken off the boot of O'Neal Richards by the big number 31 in yellow. And a little bit of feng shui interior decorating to get the nets out of the way in the far corner. And now they've got it in. See, that's what happens when you have too many wonderful supplies here at the Ontario Soccer Association. Extra nets of all different sizes for all different skill levels and all different types of training. Sometimes they get in the way. But crisis averted here. Clock starting up again and 13:30 to go. Across the face of goal. And a good opportunity there for Woodbridge as they came close. Arcon, he'll have a shot. And that sticks right into the mitts of big number 22, Kaiser. Kaiser, the rare drop kick. You don't see that much in indoor, and his distribution has usually been so good with throwing the ball, but it worked out this way and then turned over, and Arcon has a chance, and now he's going to come this side. Di Vittorio with a shot, and that's a good defensive play getting back by Juan David Barrero. Still in, and a ball across the face of goal by Adam Di Vittorio. So it's taken in on the side. Kaiser likes the ball at his feet. This time a little bit of a turnover. Hazard-Patchett with a beautiful turn. Are you kidding me? You just know that. You can't teach that. Nice play by Karagiannis. Looking for space is Barrero. And knocked out of danger. But AG London, some nice footwork there. And if you were just joining us right now, that is AG London in yellow, Woodbridge Strikers in blue. This is the Ontario Cup. Live streaming on the Ontario Soccer Association website. Karagiannis perhaps dribbled himself into a little bit of trouble, and right there to help players out of it was number 71, Logan Pedler, getting some minutes on defense, and there will be a foul going the other way, but good play by Logan Pedler to get in the lanes and have the patience not to dive in, but the play there to break it up. So Kaiser pushed all the way up, seeing if they can get a number advantage, but calling for someone to come to him, and now Kaiser's going to have to get back in, because the problem is when you keep your keeper up, and Di Vittorio might expose it. Di Vittorio still with the ball, but Kaiser up at the top of the box and able to corral it. We are webcasting on OntarioSoccer.net, and if you want to follow any updates on Twitter, because you have to be away from the live stream at any point today, check out @OSA_tweeter. That's where you can find all information, photos, and anything else you need to know about Ontario Indoor Cup, as this one just goes sideways, and an opportunity there again for Adam Di Vittorio. North field of the Ontario Soccer Complex here in Vaughan, and 10 minutes to decide an under-13 boys champion. It started off as very one-sided for London, has now turned into a dogfight. And Poku would like to break it open, and this one takes a knock potentially off his hand. They let it go, and it turns into an own goal. So that takes the deflection off, and after all the pressure that London had, that was a play by Poku to just fire it. Kwasi Poku, and it goes off the defender and in, so it's going to be tagged as an own goal. And now with almost exactly 10 minutes left in the game, this is where it's starting to really pick up. And they're going to call a foul, and it's going to go the other way. And you can see the sense of urgency as Di Vittorio with a little bit of gamesmanship standing right in front of it and making sure that that could not be taken quickly. Sometimes, and we said it in the first game, as this is the second own goal we've seen today, you have to be good to be lucky, and that's the case here. Long shot. It goes off the defender, and Di Vittorio right on the doorstep after a bullet from a bad angle from Edward Bonsu. Nearly made it 2 in the span of a minute. So some complaints potentially of a handball before that goal had gone in. But no handball awarded, and as a result, a hard shot. They get a deflection. And the Woodbridge Strikers with a 1-0 lead, and Connor Dupuis back in the game now after taking a knock there and seeing his first action since. Still nothing after the injury to Rattleband, and Arcand with a good strong play and shielding his counterpart on the other side. Barrowcliff. And into the corner, and it looks like it will be a free kick at this point, as going into the far corner and colliding was Kaiser. He's shown a yellow card. Now, whether this will mean they'll have to play shorthanded, it looks like they will, and it looks like Kaiser goes off the field. Now, normally in other scenarios, we've seen tell that they could just take a player off for the keeper, and the keeper could stay on. But in this case, the collision between Kaiser and Di Vittorio, down in the corner, will result in they'll have to take one player off, and going off is going to be Barrowcliff, as Kaiser will be allowed to stay in net. So them's are the rules as we know them, and now down a goal. They're also down a man for another 2 minutes. This one going over and never really threatening Kaiser. Shot from the man who made the first goal happen. Kaiser now looking for Kwan, and Kwan's got good footwork, and he'll have to use it if they want to kill this one off. But a great play by Dupuis, who's drifting forward, and Arcand definitely picking up steam as this game goes on. And now a chance, and tugged on the hands, and a potentially goal-scoring opportunity. And, you could say a card could have been doled out there, but if you're not going to get a card, that's a very smart foul for Jackson Andrews, and a very frustrating one to be on the other end of J.R. Phillip, who definitely had his hand tugged on. So Andrews will stand over it. They'll play low. J.R. Phillip back up. Poku to a left foot and stopped by Kaiser. And throwing it all the way down, and this is where if they can kill some time by holding onto the ball, then that would be ideal. But Obiafuna's header gets up there in front of Kwan and winning the obvious height battle. But a minute left to go in this man advantage, and looking for help, and Hadjer Pasic looking for a little bit more help, but realizing they're down a man. That's probably why there aren't so many options up front. Kaiser, kind of a dangerous pass, but they make it work, and it's going to run out of play. But 6 minutes left to play here in the Ontario Cup Under-13 Boys Championship game. It's a 1-0 off an own goal for Woodbridge. They're in blue, and they're heading right to left on your computer screen or your tablet or your smartphone or whatever you happen to be streaming on. We're glad to bring it to you here at the Ontario Soccer Association. And they're holding off right now, down a man as that ball going over on a hit by Arcand. And the player is gone back on, and the penalty has expired with about 5 minutes to go. There will be 2-minute penalties for any yellow card given out. That was the case about 2 minutes ago. But weathering the storm is London. Obiafuna well to hold on to it. Barrowcliff goes off him, and they'll say the touch is last touched by Woodbridge. And that one never came in, so they'll do it again, or they will not. They said it did come in and go out. Nice long ball, and having to track the run is Andrews. A little too far, and a little bit more time, and a good play. And now in the area, what a great save by Kaiser. Stepping up was Di Vittorio, and coming out to greet it was the goalkeeper. And then a foul going back the other way. And perhaps a little bit of tall man syndrome, I think, as number 10 in your program, Emmanuel Obiafuna, has been on the wrong end of a lot of foul calls. And when you're that tall and you're playing against smaller guys, trust me, I've got those calls all my life. So a little bit frustrating, but it's going to happen, especially as you get to higher levels. Poku has a shot from distance, and it hits the crossbar. Off his line is Kaiser. He's tried to move up and be almost a third defender as they need to push the ball up as much as they can, but that time he got lucky as the ball off the bar on a shot from Poku. Di Vittorio with a shot, and this one, does it take a deflection? It does not. They'll say it's a goal kick, and we're at 4 minutes even, and that's how much time AG London has before their season and their dream of taking the Ontario Cup Indoor Championship will run out, because at present it's going to Woodbridge. Looks like a knock forward there by J.R. Phillip, and this one's going to run all the way down, and time now rapidly becoming a factor. Having a little trouble getting the ball in. Finally it's in on London, and going a little late, but missing entirely and probably pulling up is Dupuis. Shot across the face, a goal for the winner, and they put it in. It's 2-0. And just checking into the game as a substitute was Gianluca Moya. And he pops a goal off a nice pass across the face of goal by O'Neill Richards. Dupuis tried to see if he could stop the flow. Was going to commit a foul, pulled up, referee waved advantage. Ball to O'Neill Richards, slotted across. And Gianluca Moya with this second goal, and that could be the one that seals it. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Kaiser coming all the way out. They got to hurry now. And a long ball, and popped up in the air. Arcand winning the battle. When you got guys like Arcand and Obiafuna in the back, it's going to be hard to get anything over them. And we saw that in the first half, where the real pressure came from London to be able to dribble through and around, and that was basically off the foot of Kwan and off the foots of Karagiannis. And they had excellent first halves, but they've been neutralized by trying to play a long ball and a little bit of a catch-up, and that's not a style that you can play when you're smaller. And here's Arcand now from his defensive position, going up, and has your passage with a nice little touch to keep it in play, and turns that one for number 14. Now back, and they will say it goes the way of London. 1 minute and 35 seconds. They need 2 goals. Ball in and headed out. And Woodbridge and Moya, and he's grabbed on the arm, but has your passage back. He needs to hurry if he wants to. A push by Moya, and probably a foul by Moya, and a grab by Moya, and he's really happy to take that time. But instead he's going to get a card, so his team is going to be down for the final minutes of this game. They're going to have a 5-on-4, and that'll last for the whole game. And this one is going to be off. Obiafuna into the area. They've got to find space, and they have to give a little bit of space on that side to be fair. Number 20 and pushing this ball forward there is Gillespie back on the pitch for a chance. 53 seconds to go. And taking their time. For whatever reason, Dupuis needs to get rid of it quickly. Under 45, they need 2 goals, top of the area. Karagiannis has it knocked off his foot. Had your passage trying to move forward. Still had your passage. Can he get one back? Looking for help. Karagianis, that one's blocked and out of bounds. And 26 seconds, it's looking very, very uphill as the bench for the Woodbridge Strikers are up. And they're up 2-0 here. And Dupuis' shot goes to the ground. The hands go up, and with 10 seconds to go, it's going to be the Woodbridge Strikers who are going to take home the Under-13 Ontario Indoor Cup on a hard-fought victory. They stayed with it. They played solid defense. They are champions for 2016. And what can be said about this team and Alessio Carboni, who made the stops when he needed to? It was a very patient, very methodical game, and a bend but do not break defense. It's taken a championship back to Woodbridge. The first game we saw the London girls pull one out of the fire with 3 goals in 3 minutes to take that title. Not so lucky were the Under-13 boys, and a good show of sportsmanship by both sides here. Both very skilled players, both very skilled teams, and heartfelt congratulations, and congratulations from all of us at the Ontario. Thank you for joining us on this live broadcast of the game. Keep in mind, for more content, including photos, post-game interviews, match recaps, and highlights from the game you just watched, or if you want to share the full game with your friends, family, or had anyone playing in it today, check out OntarioSoccer.net for all our coverage, and you can follow us on Twitter at OSA_tweeter, or like us on Facebook to be the first to know when recaps go up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to us on Livestream. Be notified whenever a live game is kicking off. We love bringing you live streams of these games, and we know you like checking them out. So hopefully more of that as 2016 goes on. And we thank you for joining us and watching the Woodbridge Strikers 2-0 champions in the Under-13 boys level here at the Ontario Indoor Cup from Vaughan. Next game coming up shortly after.